Alright guys, so following my recent tragedies with my Subaru engines, I've decided to focus my efforts in a different direction. So today, we're going to be doing something a little bit different. Start of a new project, I hope. But probably a much less involved one. So, let me show you. I have to stand so far back to show you this whole thing in frame. Don't call that number, it's no longer good. This is the new van. It's a 95 E350. Somewhat high mileage, so that'll be fun. Those of you who follow me on Instagram would have seen how dirty it was when I first picked it up. So a little bit about the van. It was actually, it belonged to a friend of mine who lived in Colorado at the time, who basically ran a mobile shop out of it. He's had it here for a few years, and it hasn't really been too practical for him here in Connecticut, so it's just been sitting for a few years. He knew I was doing all these projects, so he wanted to offer it to me. So we worked out a deal, and now I have a van. I'm going to try to show you the inside of it. Hopefully you'll get a good idea of what's going on. So this is the passenger seat. He actually, when he bought the van, it didn't have a passenger seat, so he got this from a recycling yard, which is why it's clean and in one piece. As you can see, there's no floor on it. Flooring, rather. It has a floor. So I plan to be putting some vinyl and some padding down just to make it a little bit more comfortable to be in. These panels are currently off. They go under the steering wheel. You know what? Let me show you. Ah, much better. So those panels go down here under the steering wheel. We had to remove them to do a repair on the steering linkage because it wasn't going in and out of gear. Turns out someone removed the fuse from the brake system. So it set an ABS light, the brake lights wouldn't work, and it wouldn't let you shift out of gear. So simply popped in a fuse and it worked again. As you can see, there's things like the driver's seat. Again, no flooring. Those are things that I can fix over time. He actually built this himself, which is pretty cool. Locks, it has like a little spot for a clipboard. Some paperworks and such go down there. So I'd like to save that because that's pretty cool. Let me show you the back. Yeah. This, I think we can all agree, is where the party happens. Got carpeting. It's a nice little bonus feature. It also has some replaceable shelving units, which he's mounted everything on wood, so it doesn't rattle and make a terrible noise, which is super awesome. I like that a lot. Because he is a good buddy, he gave me the toolboxes with the van, which is cool. Actually, he included these toolboxes and these two oil tanks. So this tank, I believe, is clean oil, of obviously just one way. I believe it's 530. This is a dirty tank oil. Those might be switched. I haven't actually checked it on those yet. But one is clean, one is dirty. Obviously they were used for oil changes out down the road. He also left me this compressor, which is super cool with him. I had to remove the fitting that was in it because it was a 1-inch airline fitting, and obviously he wanted to keep that for his big stuff. I actually use this to service semi-trucks, so getting tires and stuff. Side of the road services on the highway, back home where he was from, so that's super cool. I haven't run the compressor yet, but he tells me it fills very, very quickly, and it's a very efficient compressor. Obviously powerful enough to store up enough air to run semi-tires. He did these LEDs and wired them right to the driver's door and passenger door, so they come on anytime the door is open. That's cool, because at night it does light up this cabin space pretty well. Also, he made these shelving units himself, which I think is genius. And everything is lipped, so nothing's rolling off. I like it. So this is pretty cool. Over here, you have air coming from that compressor. Here you have clean oil, used to pump into a car when you're doing an oil change. Here you have a suction hose for dirty oil. He recommended I do away with this whole reel. As effective as I think this was as an idea, he said in reality it didn't end up working very well. Having all of this hose needed to suck up oil takes up a lot of the actual vacuum power, if you will, that it has, so it doesn't end up being as efficient or effective as he wanted it to. This, I believe he mentioned, was another recovery tank. I actually have to ask him about that. So you could air this up separately and then suck oil out. I believe that's correct. I don't actually know if that's true. But either way, very cool. More shelving that he put in. A little tray for filters or whatever you got going on back here. Each one of these hose reels as well has its own handle back here to turn them on and off individually. I think that's just a nice little touch. Also, it has a hitch, so maybe we can tow some stuff. Like, maybe a race car. So as you can see, there's a lot of just little things to take care of, which I enjoy doing those things. Obviously, I think I wouldn't be doing any of this, if I didn't. Things like figuring out the seatbelt. It does function as an actual seatbelt and has its actual ability to retract. But as you can see at the moment, it is not. It's just pinched behind this toolbox. So when you adjust it, you just have to pull it in and out by hand. So I'm gonna set you guys up and just record away while I start pulling stuff out of the van to try to clean it. I wanna see if maybe I can clean the whole back of it up. I don't know what I'll do for flooring. I'm thinking maybe put like truck liner in, like bed liner. Just to have something to stand on that isn't metal. I don't think I'll be doing as much service work with this as much as like smaller stuff like oil changes. I would very much love it. I just noticed the third brake light works, but I'll replace that. I would very much love it if I could do like trackside service stuff. I'm gonna look more into that because that would be a great way to spend more time at a track without spending additional money. In fact, maybe making money. I think it would be great. I would love to hear ideas about what you guys think I should do as far as setting it up for something like that, or maybe even just general service work. How you think I should kind of arrange stuff. Like I said, as I'm pulling stuff out today, I'm gonna be thinking about how to place them back in there. I might get smaller tanks, because I don't think I need those big ones, but like I said, I really realistically don't know. I'm excited to find out though, so let's get into it. So this guy was an auxiliary recovery tank. So this goes down inside the dipstick hole, sucks all the oil out, right into this tank, and I believe this valve created vacuum and it sucked it. Somehow it got oil from this tank into the big tank. I'm gonna figure out how these things work. I'm just taking it all apart for right now, just trying to get things cleaned up. So as you can probably see, it's now dark and cold. So I'm gonna cut to tomorrow so you guys don't have to wait around. I recommend you do this with a friend. That was heavy. Almost totally empty and ready for cleaning. Anybody who knows me personally probably knows how excited I am to clean this car out. I have a van. I'm gonna try to move cars around to make room in the garage to put all this stuff in there. At some point, we have to pull the front seats out to put down a vinyl flooring with a padding, but for now I'm gonna focus on just cleaning out the back. Okay, so there it is. Empty van, but full shop. I've got van stuff just everywhere. Alright guys, that's it for me. That's all I got. I look forward to another episode. I'm gonna need some time to kind of make up a plan, put some stuff together. I do look forward to hearing what you guys have to say about it. Genuinely, I'm looking for input for that, so I'd be very interested. As you saw, shop's full, van's empty. It's dark out again, so tomorrow, gonna scrub the van out and look forward to showing you guys that. Oh, no. Okay. That looks a little bit more secure, I think. Good. Taking apart a van is definitely a with friends kind of activity.